We're tracking a single dollar. Watch it move. From the exact second it's spent on a fresh lead down into the dark machinery of your funnel until it either multiplies into sustainable profit or simply vanishes. This is an explainer on the true anatomy of a marketing dollar in 2026. We are breaking down exactly how modern businesses track, measure, and optimize every single cent. Look at your dashboard. You see green, a high return. You think you're winning, but behind the screen, your margins might be quietly bleeding out. Vanity metrics are a comfortable lie. We mistake inflated platform numbers for actual profitability, while the accountant prepares for the worst. Today, we strip away the illusion. We are going to use ruthless unit economics to map out your real profitability. We will take this step by step. First, acquiring and scoring leads. Second, converting them. Third, the break-even reality. Fourth, mastering your cost of acquisition and lifetime value. Finally, calculating your company's magic number. Let's move. Part 1. Acquiring and scoring leads. The price of attention is never equal. You have to know your baseline. In e-commerce, a lead might cost you around $91. But step into higher education, that exact same prospect will drain nearly $1,000 from your budget. You cannot blindly copy a competitor's strategy. If you play their game in a different sandbox, you've already lost. Once you buy that attention, you need to know their true intent. People lie. Their behavior doesn't. Explicit scoring relies on what a prospect directly tells you, their job title, their company size. But implicit scoring is the behavioral truth. It's the website visits, the downloads, the forms they fill when they think no one is watching. The most lethal funnels combine both to find the perfect, ready buyer. Part 2. Converting those leads. The old gates are broken. Gating your product and forcing people to wait for a sales rep is a dead strategy. Buyers today demand raw transparency. They want to self-educate with interactive demos before ever giving you an email. They crave real-time, messy Twitter reviews instead of polished corporate testimonials. They want dynamic pricing calculators. More than anything, they want lo-fi, authentic founder mode videos shot on a webcam. Strip away the friction. Show them the truth. So what is the baseline for survival? For a SaaS trial to paid funnel, 10 to 15% is the benchmark. That's the zone you must hit. Sitting at 2 or 3%, you are leaking money fast. Pushing past 25, you've found an obsession. That indicates incredibly strong product market fit. But the rules of tracking changed in March. Meta used to count any interaction, a like, a share, as a click. It artificially inflated your success. Not anymore. Click-through now strictly measures an actual physical link click. Everything else, like watching 5 seconds of a video, is shoved into a new bucket called engage-through. The artificial inflation is gone. Now, marketers are forced to face reality. Part 3. The break-even illusion. Return on ad spend is a dangerous metric. A 3x or 4x return feels like a massive victory on your dashboard. But if you don't know your absolute floor, the exact decimal where you stop losing money and break even, you are navigating in the dark. Fall below that hidden line and every single sale accelerates your ruin. Above it, you finally build wealth. It's a line you cannot afford to cross. Let's build that floor. Start with your gross revenue. Now cut away the fat, subtract the cost of goods, the fulfillment costs, the hidden transaction fees. What remains is your gross margin percentage. Take the number 1 and divide it by that margin percentage. There it is, your true break-even ROAS. The mathematical line between life and death for your campaign. Context changes everything. A dropshipper scraping by on 20% margins, they need a 5.0 ROAS just to survive. Hit a 4x return and they are literally bankrupting themselves. But a premium apparel brand with 67% margins, they break even at just 1.49. For them, a 4x return is an absolute goldmine. Stop chasing universal targets. Know your specific math. Part 4. Mastering the cost of acquisition and lifetime value. It is never just the ad spend. It's the marketing software, the agency fees, the sales commissions. Divide all that capital by the number of new customers you brought in. That is your true acquisition cost. If that number keeps climbing, it's a silent warning. Your efficiency is dropping, and it's costing you more effort just to maintain the baseline. But cost means nothing without value. You must compare what you paid against the total lifetime value of that customer. If you spend $1,000 to acquire them, but they spend $5,000 over the years, your ratio is 5 to 1. This ratio is the only proof that your machine actually generates sustainable wealth, rather than just burning cash for warmth. There's a ticking clock on that money. 12 months. That is your absolute limit for payback time. The gross margin from those new customers must fully cover their own acquisition cost within 1 single year. Take any longer, and your cash flow chokes. A 10-year projection won't save you if you can't survive the next 12 months.
Part 5. Your magic number.
This is your pulse check, your immediate sales efficiency. Take this quarter's revenue growth, multiply it by 4 to annualize it. Now divide that by exactly what you spent on sales and marketing last quarter. One single efficiency score. It tells you, without emotion, if your machine is running well enough to warrant pouring more fuel into it right now. This is why the smartest players survive. They don't rely on gut feelings. They don't trust the glowing vanity metrics the ad platforms feed them. They calculate every single variable. They map the exact life cycle of the dollar using rigorous, unforgiving unit economics to make strategic decisions. We are at the end. Look closely at your own numbers. Are you optimizing for vanity, or are you scaling reality? Stop guessing. Find your true cost per lead, your break-even floor, your acquisition cost, your magic number. Because until you master the math, you aren't running a business, you're just spinning a roulette wheel.